Are you having problems on your Honda Goldwing connecting booster cables to your battery because the bolt on the positive side is very small, or you unsure about which portable battery jumpers to purchase because you're not sure if the alligator clips will connect to the small bolt on the battery of the Honda Goldwing? But I want you to stay tuned to this video, and I'm going to show you a product that every Goldwing owner should buy, and it will allow you to hook up any alligator clips to the battery of your Honda Goldwing, including booster cables. So stay tuned to this video, and I'm going to show you this product for all Goldwing riders. Let's get started. You need a boost off. First thing you do, you grab your battery jumpers and you hook to your battery. Now on the negative side, it's not a big deal because you got a lot of room over here on the left side. On the right side, however, is you have limited space. I mean, you barely can, you can't even get your battery alligator clips connected on the hot side. Now, like I said, this is not an issue when your bike is starting. But if you're on a ride, or if you're riding with a friend and his bike won't start and you grab your alligator clips, it may be a challenge trying to get your alligator clips on the battery. So I want to go over with you the solution. The battery terminal extenders. Now, I talked about this in a previous video on the newer style Honda Goldwing. If you guys missed that video, be sure to click on the link in the top corner. Like I said, the problem is with the new style Honda Goldwing and the previous generation Goldwings, or motorcycles in general. You have limited workspace. So the solution would be the battery terminal extenders. And this is going to allow room for the alligator clips to attach to the battery. Also, the benefit of these terminal extenders is that when you hook accessories to your battery, it gives you plenty of room on the terminals, because when you hook these ring terminals on the battery, you have limited space. You have limited space. So, for example, when you take that bolt off, that bolt is very short. So if you were to hook up several accessories on the battery, at some point you're going to run out of space because that bolt is very short. You're not even going to be able to grab the threads because the battery is short. And I think I'm actually maxed out on this particular side. You know, as you can see, it's just turning. I'm not even grabbing the threads yet. So I have to really make it work to be able to get the threads to grab. And as you can see, it's not even, okay, there it is now. So with these short bolts that come with the battery, you're going to have very limited space on your accessories, and it's going to be hard to connect the alligator clips when it's time to boost off the battery. So the solution will be these battery terminal extenders. I will include in the description of the video a link of where you can pick up these battery extenders. So I'm going to open up one of the battery extenders. We're going to do both sides. I'm going to do the left side since it's easier to do first. I'm going to feed the bolt back. Okay. I'm going to put my accessories through the long bolt. That's the thing I like about this. Now you're going to have plenty of room to grab them threads. Plenty of room. I'm going to screw it in until it bottoms out. I'm just going to screw it by hand until it bottoms out. Okay, now that it bottomed out, I'm going to just screw down that bolt to tighten it down. So the good thing I like about this is that you can add more accessories on the battery if you need to add more accessories, more ring terminals on the battery. I highly recommend a fuse block, but I'm just showing you how it works. Now, I'm going to take a 10mm socket, and then I'm going to take a 10mm box wrench, and I'm just going to hold it while I tighten down I'm going to hold the bolt while I tighten down the nut. Like so. Now I got plenty of room to attach my alligator clips. And like I say, it's really not a big problem on the left side. It's more of a problem on the right side. But these are good for extending the boat if you need to add some additional accessories to your battery terminal. Now, just keep in mind that once you have these things installed, you want to make sure that if you're working on one side, that you don't accidentally touch the other side, because then you'll complete the circuit, and then that could be an issue. You can blow out some fuses at that point. So I'm just showing you how it works. I'm actually going to take off this side, hole in the center, and now I can take off this bolt. At a minimum, you want to have one of these bolts on the hot side. Probably not so much the left side, because you don't want to be turning a bolt and accidentally touch it. That could be an issue. You definitely want to put it on the hot side, because that's where the problem lies. The issue is mainly with this right side. I'm going to install it on the right side, or the hot side. Look how short that battery bolt is. I mean, you have limited room for accessories. So I'm going to screw back the bolt. I'm going to put in. I'm just going to hand tighten it in, make sure I'm not cross threading. Screw it in till it bottoms out. Once it bottoms out, you can just back it off just a little bit, maybe just a little bit of a turn. Take your 10mm, feed down the nut, feed that nut down. Take the 10mm socket to hold the bolt in place, and now I can take my box wrench and just tighten the center nut. And like I said, you want to make sure that when you do this, that you don't accidentally touch the negative side, or that can blow out some fuses. You do not want to complete that circuit. Voila. So now, when it's time to jump off your bike or your friend's bike who may not think that they need something like this, now you can take your battery terminals, connect it to your negative without an issue, and now you got room to connect your positive. So you may not think this is an issue if your battery never runs down But if you're out on the road at night, away from home, or if you need to connect to a buddy's bike, you want to make sure that you have room to attach your Alligator clips to the terminal. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out. I will include in the description of the video of where you guys can pick up some of these battery extender boats. I think that all Honda Goldwing owners should have one of these connected on the side that's hard to grab, whether you're on the new style Honda Goldwing or the previous generation Goldwing. It's not an issue until you need to boost off your battery. Quick connects are great, but if you're trying to help somebody else, they may not have a quick connect. So in this portion of the video, I'm going to show you how to shorten this battery boat. When you connect on the left side or the hot side, this bolt can stick out too far for you to put the panel back on. So I'm going to show you how to shorten this boat up. So I'm going to open up my pack. And you can use a hacksaw or a metal cutting blade of some type. My phone always rings when I make a video. When you shorten up the boat, what you don't want to do, you don't want to take off the nut, because once you cut it and the threads are damaged a little bit, you can't get the boat back on there straight. So if you're going to shorten up the boat, make sure you got the nut already on the boat. Okay, and then once I cut it, I can take the boat off to rethread the threads. Okay, so make sure that that boat is already on there. So I'm going to take off, I just want to take off maybe 1/4 of an inch for my example. I'm going to take off about 1/4 of an inch. Now, you can use a hacksaw, you can use a metal cutting blade. I'm going to just use my bandsaw. A hacksaw will work. Since I'm going to use my bandsaw, I'm going to let the thread stick out on this end for about 1/4 of an inch. You don't want that boat turning. Okay, so now I'm going to cut off the end with my bandsaw. I'm going to use the bandsaw. You can use a hacksaw or a metal cutting blade. Okay, so I'm just going to so now I can take the nut and use the nut to thread the threads back into place. The trick is making sure that the nut is on the boat before you cut it. Otherwise, it may be difficult getting the nut back on the boat. So now that I have the boat shortened, now I can remove the bolt on the negative side. And I made my bolt probably twice as long as the original bolt that came out. Now I can put this back in. Put back my ring terminal. Just turn the bolt until it stops. Kind of back it off just a little bit. And now I can tighten down the nut, which gives me additional room. I'm going to take my 10 millimeter and hold down the center bolt and turn the nut down the threads. You don't want to over tighten it, but you want to make sure that it's on there good. You just want to make sure that you don't complete the circuit with your wrench. If you touch the negative and the positive at the same time, that's going to be an issue. So make sure that that does not touch. So now you take the panel off the bike. You have plenty of room to put your alligator clips. Voila. Like I said, this may not be a problem for your bike if you keep a battery maintainer and keep your battery hot. But if you're riding with somebody else that needs a boost, you may have an issue getting your alligator clips on the battery terminals. So I will include in the description of the video where you guys can pick up these battery terminal extenders for your motorcycle. Well, I hope this video actually helped some of you guys out. I know many of you was concerned about the Hookman, the size of the alligator clips. You was wondering if they would fit on the battery of the Honda Goldwing, or if you are using automobile jumpers. It really doesn't matter which brand portable battery jumper you use, or if you're using booster cables. The battery bolt extenders will allow you to connect those alligator clips regardless of the size. So I hope this video helped some of you guys out. If you guys like this video, be sure to click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will talk to you guys later. See ya.
Dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah, ride around the city with a stick.